I don't think you're supposed to be bathing with borax, bro.
Bro, I put borax in my water sometimes and drink it. Borax ain't bad for you. They put it on the
You gotta stop.
No, they
You
put.
gotta stop doing that.
I've been doing it for months.
People also used to drink cocaine. Doesn't make it good for you.
Boron is, though. Go look it up. I don't do anything unless I've done extensive research on it. For real.
I'm tired of your research.
The one point that all the great teachers, all down through history, have all agreed on, they've been in complete unanimous agreement on it, we become what we think about. If a person would sit down and let their body relax, totally relax, okay, and then start to visualize in their mind, see themselves the way they want to see themselves, see how you'd like to live your life, see yourself living it that way. Take that picture and describe it, write it out in the present tense. I am so happy now that I see myself, and write it out. Start to read it, and read it, and read it, and read it every day. Carry it around and keep reading it. A lot of people will laugh at this and say, that doesn't make any sense. Now, it may be fantasy at first. It might even appear to us as being a lie. But if you read it often enough, you'll start to believe it.
So our thoughts control our actions?
Our thoughts control our feelings. Our feelings control our actions.
I am the highest version of myself. I'm the highest version of myself. I know I am that I am.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Godspeed Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Guy.
And I am Dan Eats Everything.
Today we're going to have a long talk about what's going on in these things right here. The subconscious.
My zit? Oh.
Do you get a zit?
What's going on in my zit?
Nobody can see your zit. Stop being self-conscious.
I can see it.
We're going to talk about the
before-
subconscious. Stop being self-conscious.
Before we get into that, everybody, please go hit the subscribe, like, share button. Subscribe. We want to get this message out there to everyone. So
Yeah, like we get tons of views and nobody's subscribing. All right, so what information do you have about the subconscious mind, creating your reality, manifesting?
I have a story I can share about why I believe that you can manifest your own destiny.
Okay.
But, I can save that for later if you want.
All right, I got a bunch of stories that I personally has happened to me, and I will be sharing them as well.
Sweet, sounds good.
Yeah. So we'll start off with this guy. His name is Joe Dispenza.
I know him.
Dr. Joe Dispenza, and
I don't know him.
He's a very wise man. I've read like 4 of his books. Yeah,
You picked up reading?
I read at least one chapter every day.
You finally picked up reading. I'm proud of you.
I've been reading. Just now I'm actually reading stuff that will help me, that's all. That's the difference. All right, here's Joe. What a good name, Joe.
Nobody changes until they change their energy. And when you change your energy, you change your life. Don't expect anything in your life to change if your environment is controlling your feelings and thoughts. And if your environment is controlling how you feel and think, and I say to you, Aubrey, why are you so upset today? Oh, well, this person is upsetting me. What you're really saying is that person is controlling your feelings and your thoughts, and that means you're a victim to your environment. So to turn that around and you start realizing your feelings and thoughts create your environment, and you start seeing the effects of you at cause, you're going to react less to the people in your life because you're going to understand that you'll be back to the victim consciousness. And when you start seeing that you're creating outcomes in your life, you're going to believe more that you're the creator of your life and less the victim of your life. And I say, the more you practice it, the better you get at it.
And that's the truth, yo. Like, I don't know if you know me, but I've changed a lot. And it's because I changed my mindset. Like I stopped letting shit affect me. Like I don't put weight in anything outside of my physical self. You know what I mean? Like things, obviously I'm human. Things will irritate me every now and then, but I don't dwell on it. You know what I mean? I don't let it affect me to the point where, you know, like if someone cuts me off when I'm driving, I used to get road rage and like be like, oh, motherfucker, and it would stick with me, dude. It would stick with me for a while. And now someone cuts me off, I'm like, I just take a breath. I'm like, have a great day. I love you. Sounds weird, dude, but I'm not saying it. I love you for them. I'm saying it for me, because as soon as I say that, I don't think about them cutting me off again for the rest of the day. Like, it completely goes away. So I don't hold that anger inside of me. So like, it's crazy the shit that your mind can actually do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you absolutely create your own reality on a day-to-day basis. I saw a video the other day, and it was like, you know, your whole day will change if instead of when you wake up in the morning, you say, instead of saying I have to go to work, you start saying I get to go to work.
To go to work, yeah.
Bro, like, I know it sounds corny, but I do that shit every day now.
Bro.
And like I go to work and I'm in a great mood. I give off that positive energy that people are looking to me for.
Yeah.
And it really does make a difference. Which
Yo,
is
you're right.
So gay.
No, it's
But
dude.
it's true.
It's not even gay, yo. Because I have a letter that I wrote, and I read it. I keep it in my pocket every day, and I read it every single day. Anytime I think about the letter, I pull it out and read it. And it's basically just telling myself what my future is going to be, and like it's like affirmation type shit. And it sounds corny. It sounds woo woo. It sounds, because we're so conditioned to live in this physical world that we can't change, that we just need to live in, and that's why everybody's depressed and anxious and sad and like, I hate my life. You know what I mean? I was like that, dude. I was 100% like that. I was depressed as shit. I'd be like, I don't know how many times I used to say that I hated my life, when all you got to do is change your mindset and you change everything.
It sounds real easy to say though, right? All you got to do is change your mindset. You know,
it's difficult at first.
It's definitely a challenge, especially for some people more than others, I think. But I think it's actual facts, man.
It is
actual facts.
Yeah, I'm with you, bud. All right, this is Michael Singer.
Science is challenging us to become enlightened. You look at a flower, that is a gift from the quantum field. It came out of the quantum field, not billions of years ago. Right now, at this moment, every single thing you look at is manifesting through that hierarchy of energy spawning off these subatomic particles, momentary, creating themselves and disappearing in space, seemingly randomly, and putting themselves together to make what you are looking at. How do you not call that a miracle? How is everything not a miracle? How is it not the most amazing thing that all of this diversity and beauty and everything you're looking at is just coming out of an undifferentiated field of energy? That's fascinating. Why is it spiritual? The highest spiritual technique is to actually live that truth. It isn't a matter of studying it, even getting down to the bottom of how all of it works. What is true is there's an underlying field of quantum energy, the quantum fields, that permeate the entire universe. It is omnipresent. We use that word for God, but we also use it for the quantum field. It is omnipresent. The humility of truth is we have no idea what's going on. We just know that we exist, we are conscious, and that we are honored to be able to experience this phenomenal dance of manifestation. If you do that, and honor and respect and embrace and love, if you let go of that made-up individuality that is developed within the psyche, then there's nothing left. Consciousness touches consciousness. And that is the merger. That is what Christ meant when he said, my Father and I are one. That is where Buddha went. So to bring harmony in this world and to bring enlightenment within oneself, one has to not just study, but embrace. Let's do what we can to live the truth, not just study it.
I like the message. I think just to continue to piggyback the things we've already said. It's all about a mindset, man,
Yeah.
and having the right mindset going into every day, every challenge, any situation you don't think is going to be a good one. It's just think about the opportunity you're given. What the heck did I just do? Okay. Just think about the opportunity you're given to be in that moment, no matter what it is.
Present moment.
There's things in life that are going to suck, and you're not going to be able to find the silver lining in it, but that's a very small percentage of your day, usually.
Yeah.
Unless you have some crazy tragedy happening in your life, And even then, there are things you can still be thankful for, or be positive about.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I agree. If you're
I know.
if you're grateful every day about what you currently have, the universe is going to bring greater things to you because you're grateful. Like
and let's be honest. If you're watching this right now, things could be far worse for you.
Oh yeah.
If you
have the
spending your time
ability to watch, yeah.
right, watch this video. It means you're on a phone, a TV, a
Yeah.
computer, and on YouTube, which means you have the ability to have electricity, because some people don't.
Yeah.
Have technology, because some people don't.
Yep.
And you're not starving because you're not out looking for food right now.
Here's Dr. Joe Dispenza again.
When you stop thinking, there's a wonderful thing that happens in the brain when we become
about
nobody,
meditating.
no one, no thing, nowhere, no time. That's the moment where we shut the mechanism down of thinking. And by focusing on nothing, on space, there's a recalibration of the nervous system back to more order, back to more wholeness, back to more oneness. And the closer you get to singularity, to source, to oneness, to wholeness, to absolute, whatever you want to call that, and you're creating from the field instead of from matter, every thought in the quantum produces a frequency. So the thought of your wealth in the quantum should produce the frequency or the feeling of abundance. And if you can experience the feeling of that ahead of the actual event, you're beginning to change information in the field. Keep doing that. Thought objectifies and conditions reality. So you create a thought form, and in time, all of a sudden, you start having these synchronicities and these outcomes in your life.
So, story time. You ready for this?
Yeah, love a good story.
So, I lived in Vegas about a year and a half ago. My puppy's 6 weeks old. So, this is about a year and a half ago. And I started walking 6 miles every morning. So, I was trying to get healthier, you know what I mean? And I kept passing by this German Shepherd. And it was just walking with its owner. Like, he had the leash, like, wrapped around his neck. And the dog was, like, lockstep with him. I may have told you this, I don't remember. And I kept passing by all these dogs, but this German Shepherd every morning at like 5:30 in the morning, I see this dog every single day. And I'm like, man, I want a dog, And I never ever had that thought before then, you know what I mean?
I know. I remember.
When we lived together, he wanted a dog so bad.
Yeah. Should we finish that story real quick?
No.
And I was like, hey, Joe. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that after.
I was like, hey, okay, go.
No, go ahead, just finish, go ahead.
I was like, hey, Joe, I work a lot. I work like 12, 13-hour days. And I really want a dog. If I get a dog, you want to help me with it? You take it out when I'm working? He's like, nah. Nah, dude. I'm good.
Bro, I sucked.
All right, go ahead.
I sucked back
No,
then.
you didn't.
We would be hiking, and literally every time like an attractive girl would walk by, D would literally go, he hates dogs. Like, I don't hate dogs. What the hell? I don't hate dogs, dude. Just to make me look like even worse of a person than I already was. Like, tell people I hated dogs.
Holy shit, I would. I'm such an asshole. Oh, it was funny, though.
Yeah, to you. No, it was pretty funny. Where was I? Oh, yeah, so, I'm like, yeah, so I want a dog. So what happened? I called you up, and I was like, yo, D, I think I'm going to get a puppy. I want a German Shepherd. And what did you say to me?
I said, shut the fuck up. I might know someone who has German Shepherd puppies. My mom's getting one.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah, I remember that day.
And like I'm like, yo, that's awesome. And then I talked to your mom, and the one thing that was stopping me was I didn't have money to fly all the way back to Syracuse to get the dog. I lived in Vegas, and that's the one thing that was stopping me from getting this dog. But I wanted the dog, and I knew I was going to get the dog. I just didn't know how I was going to get the money to get the dog. And like 2 days later, I had an issue with an airline. They gave me a credit for $100. I messaged them and told them I couldn't use the credit, and they gave me $800 for 2 flight tickets that I purchased beforehand. And like I bought 2 tickets for $800, and I couldn't use the $100 credit, so they credited me $800 instead of $100, and I used that to fly back and get my puppy. Like, I created that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's nuts.
Yeah.
And another story. So when I was deciding to move out of Vegas and I was coming back to Syracuse, I talked to this lady. She's one of my best friends in Vegas. She's like 80-something years old. Her name's Rose. And
Rose. Gang, gang.
but our dogs used to play, and you know, she used to call Gunner the gentleman and the gentleman of the park and the concierge, because he'd run up and say hi to every dog that comes in. But anyway, she was like, "Do you have a job at this new place?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just haven't gotten it yet." Like I wasn't thinking in terms of needing to even look for a job. I barely looked for a job. Like, I didn't look for a job until I got back here, and it took me 2 days, and I got a job, because my mindset was I already have a job, I just don't know what it is yet, and I got the job fucking immediately. So like, you just gotta be positive of an outcome, and the outcome will come to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Last story, okay, of my manifestation. Recently, less than a week ago, I'm in bed and I'm like, I'm gonna get this friggin' puppy, because I've always decided when Gunner's 1.5 years old, I'm gonna get another puppy. It's gonna be a white shepherd female, and I'm gonna get this puppy. So I'm looking on one of the sites, and I find these puppies that are gonna be available. She's having the babies November 4th.
Back page?
Page.
Not that site? Okay.
No, it's, I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's probably a porn site or some shit.
Let's keep moving, bro.
Alright. So I'm looking at these puppies and I want to get one. And again, like, it's just like I could afford one now, but like the next day I get an email about how my last job owes me back pay, and they're sending me a check, and I'm gonna have enough money to go get the puppy. Like, I have enough money, but it's like it's extra funds that I didn't have. And just
Right.
when I decide I'm gonna get a puppy and looking at prices, the next day I get a fucking fat check. Like, you create your reality, yo. Like,
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I got a good one. Way back in the day, I wanted to get married for some reason. So I sold my Jeep, got rid of my Jeep, and I bought a little car, right?
the Dart.
And yeah, Dodge Dart. When they first re-released. Anyways, it was okay. It was brand new. It was okay, but I missed my Jeep, and I had literally just bought that car. Had it for 7-8 months, and I was like, man, I'm gonna total this bitch. Pay it off.
I
and
remember.
get a Jeep. I kept telling everybody, I'm gonna total this bitch. Right? On my way to work one morning, I had just gotten a promotion. On my way to work, I look down to change the music. I look back up. There's a deer. I swerve off to the side to miss the deer, and there's a ditch, and it grabbed my tires and threw me into this yard, where I smacked sideways into a telephone pole on the passenger side, which I wasn't sitting because I was driving. Spun me out into the road, totaled my car. 3 days later, I went and bought my Jeep.
That's awesome. I remember all that. That's fucking great.
Wasn't hurt at all. Car was completely totaled.
Yeah.
And it just happened exactly the way I said it was going to.
And it's called the
So
Dart.
I do. I believe it. I mean, I know that's really weird to say, but I really do
Nope.
think it's possible, man. You speak things into existence.
Yes, dude, 1000%. So just be happy, grateful, love everybody, even the people you hate. Like,
Everything's a mindset, man.
absolutely.
It really is. And I really do think, like, I know it sucks, but ignorance is bliss, man. I think that's true. The less you know about certain things, the less you can be upset about them, and the happier you can be. And honestly, that's why I from how I used to live to now, I don't seek out all the information on everything anymore. I don't put all of my business out there for everybody to know about me. I live a very contained life, I like to call it, and I'm a much happier person for it. So
I had that sense too until we started this podcast, and I'm blasting all of my life out to everybody.
yeah, so it's kind of a challenge to balance that still, and not not put everything about me out there into the universe. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I do know. I do.
what
know.
else? What else you got?
All right. This is Eckhart Tolle, just more dudes that study this shit and used it in real life, and
If you want to manifest something, you have to start with it. The foundation for manifestation is always the present moment. It's not the future. One sentence. Whenever you pray for something, believe that you have received it and it will be given to you. He did not say believe that you will receive it. He said believe that you have received it. Now what does that mean? You have to feel in this moment the fullness of life that is there when you go deep enough into the being of you. Then you feel there's the fullness of life.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Positive vibes, bro. Positive vibes.
Intentionally act like the person you want to become. Because when you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you. When your brain sees you high-fiving yourself in the mirror, it starts to go, oh, wait a minute, Steven loves himself. Steven's cheering for himself. We don't beat Steven up.
Bro, there's so many things. Fake it till you make it, right? You've heard that before. no?
Yeah, that's a real thing too.
Yep. Dress for the job you want, not the one you got. That's all of that, bro. It's all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
dude.
people that go out.
I know.
There's people that go to like dealerships and shit and go pick out their car, not having the
Dude,
money
there's
to
people
get it.
there's people who go to dealerships and try to sell people cars without even working there, just because they want to be a car salesman, and then like they end up getting arrested later because they're probably high on meth. But
What?
aspirations, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
There's people that dress up like cops and try to pull people over, man. I mean, like,
My brother did that. My brother he didn't dress up like a cop, but he took. So my mom was dating. This is before they got married, but she was dating the
Yeah.
chief of police, and
remember.
they were sleeping, and he took his car and pulled someone over.
oh,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah, dude,
Anthony was a rascal boy.
he was nuts.
He was a wild boy.
Yeah, he
He was
was.
just out there doing rascal things.
Yo, always. Fucking guy.
Oh my god. I never heard that story. That's a good one.
Yeah. Fucking I love that asshole. Here's another guy.
Everything changed for me when I understood this philosophy. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's the simple philosophy that changed my life forever starting age 25. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living, which is fine. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune, which is super fine.
Which is super fine.
I've never heard that one before. That's something I need to think about.
Yo. Write it down. Write that down. Well, you got it recorded on your podcast that you can go rewatch.
I'll just rewatch this later.
There you go.
You know what else I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna fucking subscribe. Okay?
You haven't subscribed?
Subscribe.
You haven't subscribed to this yet?
No, I'm.
Oh, telling
talking.
everybody else to. Yeah, go subscribe. What are you doing? This is like our 8th episode? Fruit is 6th. Women are hoes is 7.
You're lovely ladies. You're lovely.
Yeah, I was mean to them last episode, but I was just being honest. I love women, though. I think the women that deserve it are phenomenal.
I think you all deserve it.
Everybody deserves love, but it's going to be hard for women that are out there trifling to get a man that wants to stay with them. You know what I mean?
With the strawberries and the pudding, the whipped cream and the lady fingers and strawberries.
What the fuck are you
layered
talking
up.
about?
Trifles. We talked about this.
Oh.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Alrighty, buddy. All right, here's Eckhart Tolle again. This is talking about removing anxiousness from your body. Like if you're just removing negativity and anxiousness and, all that jazz.
There is a lot of not only unnecessary thinking that generates unnecessary and in many cases non-existent problems, such as when you lie awake at night in bed and start worrying. It generates a lot of unnecessary unhappiness. So people don't realize that a significant part of the unhappiness in their lives is actually generated by unnecessary, negative, often destructive mind activity, and they don't even know it.
Is it me or was that guy,
German? Probably. His name's Eckhart. So
I felt like he was, looking in people's basements and attics.
Jesus.
At one point.
Wow, bro.
Turned his life around.
This dude's always worried about getting canceled, then he says some shit like that.
I wasn't looking at people's attics. It was that guy.
My God. Yeah. All right, we're going to watch one more video from Mr. Dr. Joe Dispenza. This dude's awesome. Like I said, I read a bunch of his books. And, dude, I meditate every day now. Like...
What do you think about when you meditate?
I try to think of nothing, and when my mind starts thinking about something, I immediately stop thinking that way and go back into thinking of nothing. I focus on my breath. I focus on a physical part of my body and like the space that it occupies. It sounds weird, but like
I have a hard time. I have a hard time meditating. I can't. My brain doesn't turn off.
It's
very much.
At first, it's very hard. At first, your brain doesn't turn off. You just gotta shut it up and tell it who's boss. Basically, you know what I mean? Like I just took a detox bath before we got on. Like I don't know, it was a couple hours ago now, but it's where I put borax, bentonite clay, baking soda, and Epsom salt in the hottest bath possible. Stir it around, and I get in.
I don't think you're supposed to be bathing with borax, bro.
Bro, I put borax in my water sometimes and drink it. Borax ain't bad for you. They put it on the...
You gotta stop.
No,
You gotta stop doing that.
I've been doing it for months, and I'm not sick at all. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Borax isn't bad for you. They just tell you it's bad for you, and they put it in the laundry detergent aisle and tell you it's harmful for you when it's not. Look at the ingredients in borax, dude. It's boron. Boron.
I'm calling the police.
On who?
Borax. You right now,
dude. It's boron. They used to use this. It used to be a household like thing to help people when they're getting sick and shit. Like people would drink it and yeah.
People
Anyway.
also used to drink cocaine and heroin.
And who put it in? Who used to put that in their Coca-Cola and shit? Coca-Cola, the company, the fucking government run.
But it was also in medicine for a long time. Doesn't make it good for you.
Boron is though. Go look it up. I don't do anything unless I've done extensive research on it. For real.
I'm tired of your research.
But anyway, I took a detox bath and I meditated during the detox bath, dude. And it was a guided meditation. This one, and it's the first time I've ever actually done a guided meditation. And like, literally, my legs and my arms were like, it was like they both fell asleep at the same time, but they weren't asleep. Like, you know when you when your arms and hands fall asleep and you're like, it hurts, and you're like, stop, go away.
That's how you know it's working, bro. The borax.
No, dude, I take a detox bath every week, sometimes twice a week.
Bro, that's how you know the borax is working.
I'm telling you that I've done this multiple times and that doesn't happen.
I'm just fucking with you.
But, dude, it was crazy because they weren't asleep. Like, you know when your hand's asleep, you could feel it hurts a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate that feeling.
But it was just, my arms and legs were vibrating. And, like, I was fucking exhausted when I got out of the bath. Exhausted, bro. Like, fucking mad tired. It's crazy. It sounds woo-woo, but
woo-woo.
Woo-woo-woo. It's crazy, dude. And you know, meditating has helped me so much, dude. It gets you to know yourself more, and you just gotta.
I believe you. It's
a
challenge for me,
dude. When I first started meditating, it was hard to meditate for 2 minutes. Because I'd constantly be like, all right, time to get up. All right, just get up. And now I can meditate for an hour and I'm fine. Like, fine with doing it. If my body does tell me I need to get up or my mind wants to go check the phone or don't let it.
When we go hiking in Sedona, you're going to meditate?
Oh, right in the center of that vortex.
Yeah, that's what they say to do.
Yep.
Meditate on those vortexes.
Yep. Yes, sir. I hope it's okay that I sit there while you guys are looking at me like a weirdo.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna try and mediate too.
You should meditate.
Yeah.
Mediate. You going to a meeting or? I don't know. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Handsome puppy. All right, here's JoJo.
Don't call me that.
We've done studies with novice meditators, and we were curious to see what kind of biological changes would take place in 1 week if you went all in. We draw blood, and we look at about 2,882 metabolites. And at the end of 7 days, the novice meditators, almost 100% of them, show substantial biological changes in their blood that suggest that they're living in a different environment. Now, here's the weird part about it. They're actually making those changes inwardly. And I say to our research team, where are those chemicals coming from? Where are they coming from? The person's not taking any substance. It's coming from within us. And so the nervous system starts manufacturing a whole pharmacy of chemicals equal to the person's intention and emotional state. And it's how we think and how we feel that begins to alter things in our lives.
Bro, he's got a book called You Are the Placebo. He literally has healed people from their sicknesses. This one lady had like a ton of shit wrong with her. She was depressed. She had like God, I can't remember the name of the disease, but like she meditated her sicknesses out of her. Legit. Just by using her meditation. It's fucking crazy. And placebo, you know about placebos where they'll give you a pill that's nothing, saline.
Yeah, no, I know
and
for sure.
And they tell you like there's another story in the book where this guy he was getting a placebo and he thought he was getting this real experimental pill and he got cured. And then he saw in the news that the experimental pill didn't work. And like there was like a news broadcast about how this experimental pill doesn't work and all this other stuff. And he saw the newscast. He's like, oh, and he got sicker because he believed that the pill didn't work even though he was cured. So then he went to his doctor, and his doctor was like, he knew he took a placebo, and he's like, oh yeah, that was a bad batch. We got a new strain of that same pill, and it's supposed to be 100% effective, and it's supposed to work. So he gives him another placebo, lied to him about that. He healed himself again, and then the dude sees another broadcast about that fucking drug, and he gets sick again, and then he dies. Because he kept seeing that the pill didn't work, but when he thought the pill did work, it healed him completely. Like, our minds are incredible.
I think you're incredible.
I think you're incredible.
No, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
To, like, you know, get healthy and then sick and then healthy and sick all on your own mind strength. But I could see where that could be possible.
Yeah.
We are our own worst enemies, bro.
I agree.
But we're also our best allies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Truer words are never spoken.
In my circles, I made it up.
No, I meant in my circles. I made it up. All right. So now everybody that thinks this episode is woo-woo and that we're crazy talking, this is a very long video. We're going to go through it. This is a video about the CIA documents that they declassified. It's called the Gateway process, okay? Where our minds astral project and create our realities and shit. This is CIA unclassified documents that this guy's going to go through.
Do you think we're in a simulation?
No. I don't think we're
Sometimes I think we are.
I don't think we're in a simulation. I think that we're changing realities trillions of times a second based on what we say and what we think. All right, here's the CIA video where they literally tell you declassified documents that we ain't woo-wooing right now.
It's an official declassified CIA document and a terrific analysis of consciousness and beyond, known as the Gateway process. The fact that modern developments in science, quantum physics, psychedelics, and neurobiology confirm what's written within those pages is nothing short of outstanding. It explains consciousness in a profound and analytical way and merges knowledge from mystics from Hindu, Buddhist, and Tibetan cultures to contemporary scientific knowledge. The cosmic spiral and torus is everything, and everything is one. It seems as though individual consciousness is pulled from the collective consciousness using the frequency vibrations of the being. This applies to humans, whales, fungus, and amoeba. Mystics of past and present, including all ancient religions, understood these concepts thousands of years ago. Still, it takes much to open the minds of the most pragmatic, self-conscious, and uptight people. The out-of-body movement. This remarkable phenomenon, Monroe Institute stresses that the Gateway program was not established solely for the purpose of enabling participants to obtain the out-of-body state. Nor does the program guarantee that most participants will succeed in doing it during the course of the training at the Institute. Basically, these techniques are merely designed to make it easier for the individual to achieve the out-of-body state when his brainwave pattern and personal energy levels have reached a point that he is in apparent harmony with his surrounding electromagnetic environment, such that he feels that he has reached the threshold where separation is a possibility. To facilitate achieving the out-of-body state, Bob Monroe, the founder of Monroe Institute, is quoted as saying that in order to assist the participant, the particular hemisync tape concerned with that technique employs beta signals of around 2,877.3 CPS. It is apparent that the Monroe Institute is convinced that the same heightened state of brainwave frequency output which promotes altered states of consciousness is also an important consideration in assisting in the achievement of out-of-body states. The actual techniques employed for separating from the body involve such simple maneuvers as rolling out, lifting out after the fashion of a telephone pole, wherein the individual separates in a rigid, head-first manner, such that he finds himself standing at attention at the foot of his physical body, and sliding out through either end of his body. Bob Monroe informed the Gateway class that finished on the 7th of May 1983 that an ex-trainer of his operating in Charlottesville, Virginia, found that he could guarantee out-of-body movements by bringing participants down into a rapid eye movement, REM, state of sleep, and then use the hemisync tape technique. This may well be a function of the fact that most, if not all people, reputedly go into an out-of-body state during REM sleep. REM sleep is the deepest possible level of ordinary sleep, and involves complete disengagement of the body's motor cortex functions from the neck down, and nearly complete the suppression of consciousness in the left brain hemisphere. The effect of this is to put the body in a state of complete stillness, so far as the skeletal muscle structure is concerned, thereby further promoting the state of deep rest needed to eliminate the bifurcation echo. In addition, it leaves the right hemisphere of the brain free to respond to the instructions and suggestions contained on the Gateway tape. The difference between those states in the condition of the mind in REM sleep seems to be that the left hemisphere is almost totally disengaged in the latter experience, such that memory of what was achieved in the altered states of consciousness cannot usually be retrieved by conscious desire, because the left hemisphere has no knowledge of its existence or its location in the right hemisphere. In any event, the three apparent conditions required for voluntarily inducing an out-of-body state in most individuals seem to be: 1. Achievement of a state of profound quiet in the body, such that the bifurcation echo fades and resonance at approximately 7 Hz is established. 2. Synchronization of the two brain hemisphere wave patterns. And 3. Subsequent stimulation of the right hemisphere of the mind to attain a state of heightened alertness, which, of course, interferes with brain hemisphere synchronization, but not until a sufficient level of enhanced frequency range has first been established to help achieve the out-of-body state. The information acquisition potential associated with the out-of-body state seems to attract the most attention from the standpoint of developing practical applications for the gateway technique. Unfortunately, although the out-of-body state can apparently be achieved by many people without excessive expenditure of time or effort, the purposes to which it can be put are currently limited by the fact that although individuals in that state may travel anywhere on an instantaneous basis. According to one of the trainers at Monroe Institute, numerous experiments have been conducted involving persons moving from one coast to the other in the out-of-body state to read a series of 10 computer-generated numbers in a university laboratory. Although most have acquired enough of the digits to make clear that their consciousness was present, none have ever succeeded in getting all 10 correct. The concept of visible reality, i.e. the created world, as being an emanation of an omnipotent and omniscient divinity who is completely unknowable in his primary state of being. The absolute at rest in infinity is a concept straight out of Hebrew mystical philosophy. The description of energy totally at rest in infinity fits the Christian metaphysical concept of the Father, with the infinite self-consciousness resident in that energy providing the motive force of will to bring a portion of that energy into motion to create reality corresponds with the sun. This is so because in order to attain self-consciousness, the consciousness of the Absolute must project a hologram of itself and then perceive it. That hologram is a mirror image of the Absolute in infinity, still exists outside time and space, but is one step removed from the Absolute and is the actual agent of all creation, all reality.
That's official CIA documents.
I don't know, man. That being said, I don't know if I trust the CIA.
No, I don't trust the CIA at all, but when they release, when they declassify official documents and they don't put them out there for the world to see this crazy shit, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the documents that are declassified were forced to be declassified on them. You know what I mean? Like there's a
Freedom of Information.
It's like they have to tell us.
I don't know who they are, but I'm starting.
Oh, you know who they are.
I'm starting not to like them.
You know who they are. You know about frequency and vibration?
I mean,
where everything in our world is frequency and vibration. Everything.
I've felt some vibrations before.
Good vibrations? I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me a good vibrations. The Beach Boys.
Play the video.
That's another thing. When you're with a girl, what are you trying to do? You're trying to vibe with her. They're telling you. You're trying to get on the same vibration as her. Same frequency. All right, here's a video.
I want to talk to you about frequency. I know I talk about it a lot, but it is how you change your life. Completely change everything about your life. Your mood is the thing that's guiding you. So your mood is talking to you constantly. If you're excited, you are right on track. If you're passionate, you are right on track. If you're eager, you are right on track. Just keep going. Yep. Just keep moving in that direction, feeling like that, and something good is on its way. If you feel anxious, depressed, worried, fearful, angry, you are not on track. You're not. It's an emotion that's telling you, hey, you've separated yourself from the thing that's guiding you inside. So your sat-nav is guiding you inside constantly. It's giving you feedback always. Remember, this is about attraction. You are attracting things with your frequency, and your frequency is reflected in your mood. If you want to change your life, you just have to change your frequency. And then stay there as long as you can. The zone is the most powerful thing you can have in your life. When you're in the zone, you feel fantastic. You feel so good because you don't even need anything. It's not about having the car. It's not about having the money. It's not about having the hottest person in your life, whatever. It's about you feeling fantastic. And when you learn how powerful this is, when you learn all you have to focus on is the feeling and then doing stuff after that, but with that feeling, you watch what happens. So many good things find you. You don't have to look for the car. It's going to come to you. You don't have to look for the money. It's going to be attracted to you because they're at a frequency where you'll meet it somewhere.
Talk your shit.
So, frequency is a gift that you have been born with. Think about it. You get born with no clothes, no nothing, apart from how you feel, what you see, what you hear. That's it. That's all you're born with. But you feel straight away. What does a baby do when they're born straight away? They start crying because like, where the hell am I? They're like crying. But your frequency is guiding you to a better life. You choose your frequencies. If you can learn to live in this space more than the other, your whole life will change. And you'll have things that you never thought were possible. And more things will find you that are good than anything else. And you will start to love everything about this life.
Talk your shit, boy. Talk your shit. That dude's talking his shit, boy. I'm getting tired, man.
I'm getting tired, man. There's a guy on TikTok, Omizi the God. It's a rapper, but he's also into all this stuff. And he said, what happens when you shine a flashlight in someone's face and you wake them up? You immediately turn the lights on them and they're sleeping. They can't handle the light because it's too bright.
Panic.
Like they're not ready to be woken up. So like a lot of people that have cognitive dissonance to like a bunch of the stuff we're talking about, they're not ready to be woken up. It's just like you waking them up with a flashlight or a bright light getting turned on. They're squinty, they can't see, and they just want to go back to sleep. It's the same thing as when you're telling people the truth about our world, because everything they do is lies. So you just got to keep being that bright light for people, no matter how hard they fight it. You know what I mean? Wake people up. That's what I'm doing. Waking people up.
I told you before, man. You gotta, I remember when you first started down this whole journey of waking people up, you were a little aggressive. I told you, man. People don't want to be called stupid. You gotta wake them up with some kindness and some love.
I think I am.
No, I think you are now also.
Yeah, but before I was a little.
Before you were a little aggressive,
yeah.
But it's a good. I'm glad you've made the changes you've made, man. It's been great to see. As your brother, as your friend, it's good. It makes me very happy to see you in the space you're in now.
Thank you.
Of course, man. That. I'm getting emotional over here thinking about it, but it
Don't
really
cry
does
like a
make me
bitch.
happy.
Cry like a bitch.
Mom.
Son of a bitch.
Anyways, but yeah, no. That being said, please like,
share,
subscribe, and share. Okay.
Comment if you feel like, even if it's a nasty message. We don't give a shit. We're not gonna read them anyway. So
talk your shit, fool. Do what you gotta do. Anyways, Joseph.
Yeah.
I love you. Godspeed,
I love you,
homie.
bro. Godspeed.
Godspeed.
You've reached the offices of the Godspeed podcast. We are currently closed. Please leave your information and someone will return your call within 24 business days. Thank you.
So I'm standing in my driveway for 2 days waiting for my brand new car to show up, but nothing is showing up. How long does it take to imagine something before it'll show up? I think you guys are a bunch of liars now. Manifestation, get out of here.